And I suppose they have their raisins, but I'm just like, oh my God.
They also have their raisins. I thought you said they have their raisins. And I was like, they do have their raisins. Okay.
Hello.
Did it. I did it.
We're back in every sense of the word.
We're fucking back.
Because...
The fuck? What is happening here? Okay, sorry. I'm just like...
No, you keep swearing. I'll explain to people what's going on.
So many things.
Busy's downloading new software on a new computer to record the podcast.
Yes.
Because yesterday, what happened?
Well, yesterday I was like, I'm going to work. I'm trying to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Also, to be honest with you, I was feeling a little like sinusy.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'd taken a lot of vitamins. So I'm like, I'm going to take some electrolytes and some water with me in my, reusable water thing. I want to be good for the environment and good for my body.
Sure.
And I don't want and I'd seen my friend Ashley over the weekend who's very anti-drinking out of plastic water bottles.
Yes.
And she will really read you the riot act about that one. She will really tell you that you got to stop. We have to stop drinking out of plastic water bottles. Okay.
I agree.
So that I had spent Saturday with her on that. So I was like, I'm recommitted. To my reusable. I have them. I love them. It's a lot of water.
Everybody always gets them for swag. So everybody, you probably have millions.
Totally.
Of reusable things or water bottles is what we're talking about.
Anyway, popped it all in my backpack yesterday.
Yeah.
To head on over to the studio where we were filming with a guest for this season. What is this computer doing? Do you see this camera is like moving around? Do you notice this? Look.
Is it following you?
Wait, watch. Look. The camera in this laptop is following me.
Wow.
That's weird. Okay. This is advanced, this computer. I guess that's what happens when you get a new computer. I don't think I've gotten a new computer in several years. At least 3, I think.
Right.
You just missed it.
The camera just moved again.
It just moved again. Yeah. Anyway.
It's like a Scooby-Doo painting.
Normally I use like a canvas bag, right?
Yeah.
Well, can I be honest with you? Normally I don't bring my computer to work.
Right.
Because I don't have time to like look at emails, answer things.
Yeah.
Do any writing or any stuff.
Yeah.
That's not.
You don't have time to do work at work.
That we're doing. I don't have time to do work at work. All I have time to do is like go through the show,
different
prep
work.
the show.
Yeah.
Different work. The work that we're doing there.
Yeah.
So normally I don't even bring my computer, but for some fucking reason yesterday, I was like, I'm going to bring the computer. And instead of putting it in a canvas bag as I usually do, I was like, I'll use this backpack. And I put it in the backpack with my reusable water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And I strapped that onto a bike. And then I rode on over to work. And then I got to work and I put that backpack right on the couch in my dressing room. And then I just went to get some lunch because lunch had just arrived at the same time I did. And I was hungry.
Yeah.
And then I had to do a little bit of like talking to people, looking at things, discussing schedules.
You make it really sound like our job is brain surgery. I had to talk to people and look at things.
I had to talk to people. I had to look at some things.
But that's exactly what you had to do.
It's exactly what I'm like. This is my day. And then at a certain point, I'd probably been there for like almost an hour. I was like, I'm going to get that computer out. And I opened the backpack. And the first thing I did was take out the water bottle because I was like, I'm thirsty now. And I was like, this is weird. This is empty.
Very light.
and then
for a second, you probably hoped maybe I didn't put water in here.
Maybe I drank all of the water and I didn't remember. But now it was like also, it's one of those backpacks. I think it was Cricket's backpack, but it's like kind of got like some sort of coating on it. So it's really like almost kind of water resistant, water repellent.
It would keep water out, but also keep water in.
But it turns out it kept the water in. And the water was just my poor computer. She was just sitting in the water. Like, I felt so bad. And then I didn't know what to do. And Ted at work was like, turn it upside down and put a fan on it. But honey, she was cooked. She was done. I feel bad for her. I'm sorry to that girl. I'm sorry to that girl.
Ted did say the reason he recommended that.
It's a good idea.
Ted did say online today. He said that he did this to his computer a few months ago, and that's what he did. But he also said that it did not turn back on for like 2 days. So maybe
she could come back to life yet. We don't know. She did not come back to life today when I looked at her. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to suck it up and I'm going to go get a new computer, and I'm just going to take it as like, because also the people at the Apple store yesterday told Shane that like to even get into it and start to repair it, it's like starts at $1,000 or something. And I was like, Jesus.
What?
And then they're like, yeah, and like a new computer's like $1,100, like a new, you know what I mean? Like I was just like, you guys are just trying to get me to buy more stuff. But at least I got in there under those tariffs, you know,
oh my God.
Before the tariffs.
You'd be paying $4,000 for your computer.
Well, thankfully, I got a tariff-free computer.
Listen, I hadn't even thought of that. I hadn't even thought of like tariffs in relation to computers and water bottles, all that stuff. All I've been thinking about is it really makes me want to invent a bag that absolutely keeps your laptop and your water bottle separate. A backpack that
inside.
Yeah.
Because I don't want my water bottle on the outside. I want it on the inside.
Yeah, I get that.
But I guess maybe we should do that. Let's create that. But honey, it's not the time because tariffs.
Right. It would have to be American made.
We can't.
It would.
Well, I'm not opposed to American made, but like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works anymore.
Yeah. And now, just so you know, in case this sounds weird at all, Josh will try to work his magic to make it not sound weird. But the internet in this building is also weirdly janky. So
I see that.
Yeah.
You're frozen. You keep freezing, and you're like, your camera doesn't look great.
Well, that's just me. That's me in this crazy booth with this lighting.
No. It doesn't look sharp. It's like glitching.
Well, consider that a favor to you, because also it's very just cloudy and foggy in New York City, and it's doing something very objectionable to my hair. Like it's very bad. Like I did not look in the mirror, and then I went to the powder room and accidentally looked in the mirror, and like my hair is doing something that is never done before. I don't know what it is. It's
been a weird time to be alive, I would say.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is weird. It's just like, I've heard a lot of people saying it too, like, you know, on TikTok, which I'm like, TikTok can like read your mind and then just tell you back what you're thinking about, I think sometimes in a weird way that algorithms work. But a lot of people have just been saying like, it's such a weird time and I almost feel like it's not real. Like I feel like I'm not real. And I'm like, that sounds scary, but also like I get it, you know?
Yeah. Also, your computer's doing a thing where like right now, like it feels like you're not real. Because your hair is like something's glitching. And then your hair just kind of like disappears and I can see the background, but it's weird. It's really weird. What's happening right now is very strange from my perspective. God. I'm questioning all reality at this point. 100%. 100%.
Oh my gosh. It's so weird.
Reality.
And it's like a real whiplash between feeling like, oh my God, I'm so lucky, and oh my God. Like, Like that's the only two
Yeah.
states I'm existing in. Like, oh, wow, I feel so
agree.
lucky in this moment. And then like the next moment I'm like,
Also, oh my God.
am I disintegrating? Am I disappearing from Earth? What
That's
is
what
happening?
you looked like just right now. Wait, hold on. I'm going to try to take a video on my thing. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's see. Just keep talking because I don't think
Keep talking.
you just have to like.
I gotta just move around. Busy has a new computer where the camera's following her. I have an old computer that I have to never spill water on, knock on wood, and take very good care of because we're not going to get any new computers in the next few years. And
Tariffs, honey.
It's doing special effects without my permission. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Just said goodbye to Dan Porto. He left. Dan Porto, if you guys watch the QVC show and you think the set looks beautiful or any of the food that we bring out is beautiful or just anything fun and that looks fantastic on the show, it's because of this guy, Dan Porto, who is like...
Who we love.
We love him so much. And he's so funny. But he would never want to be on TV. I was just telling him that he needs like a TikTok channel, a TikTok account, and that we were agreeing that it would have to be that someone followed him around and filmed him, but he didn't know because that's when, he'll like get maybe a little camera shy. He does some on-camera things every once in a while for QVC, but Ted, who we were talking about, who like he's like our tech guy, like he operates cameras and knows all the equipment, all that stuff. He made a supercut of like all the outtakes from Dan that he showed me the other day, and it's a lot of like sighing and mentally preparing to say something on camera whenever he's forced to do it because he's like, oh my God. It's very funny. But anyway, Dan went on a fantastic vacation, and like I'm kind of devastated
that he's had planned for a really long time.
Yes, yeah. So like longer than the show is planned.
So he's going to be gone for the rest of our shoot.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, he'll be back at the end.
He's not back,
like to pack up and go. But you won't be here for that. You're not going to help.
That does me no good. Damn.
Eileen and Liam are here, also from QVC. They're amazing. It's really love Eileen so much, and she puts up with my shit.
Yeah, Eileen's incredible.
You would not believe.
Liam, we're just getting to know.
Yes, we worked with him one time before, like one day before, and he's such a ray of sunshine. But there's just something about Dan Porto singing his songs from the other room. Today, he was singing a lot of RuPaul standards. It just like really makes the day go by in such an agreeable way to have Dan singing from the other room, Yeah. It's gonna be lonely without him singing.
Speaking of singing, I feel the need to sing.
Do you?
I feel like I want to be like the Countess Luann. Like I don't follow Real Housewives. You know this.
Girl, I know.
About me.
I know.
And I don't know anything, but I do know that Luann has like a cabaret act.
Yes.
And it fucking cracks my shit up. And
Chic,
like,
c'est la vie.
I don't know.
C'est bon.
Maybe I need a cabaret act, is all I'm saying.
I think you could do it. I think.
Yeah.
Or
I just need more friends who are like willing to do karaoke with me on the regs.
That's probably easier to do.
At this point, I don't know.
It's probably easier. Well, who knows? It could be easier to mount a cabaret show and sell tickets and sell out an audience than it could actually be to get your actual friends to go to karaoke with you. It depends on your friends.
I know. Also, like, I'm like, should I just like start taking guitar lessons or something and then I can just sing for myself?
That would be great. I think
that seems like a lot.
I have a theory about you.
Oh, God, what is it?
No, see if you find this to be true. I think that your vagus nerve, like your vagal, like you're supposed to activate.
I thought you were talking about like Las Vegas.
No. Your vagus, everybody has a vagus nerve, and when it starts to act up, you got to go do the slots in Vegas. No, like
you gotta find what your Vegas thing is, and yours is a live stage show in Vegas.
But you have like
what?
that your vagal system, like the vagus nerve. That's like
vasovagal.
yes. Like that is like that calms us down, right? When it's activated, it like calms us down and centers us. And I think a lot of people have a lot of ways that they activate their vagus nerve. And I think that singing is one of the ways probably that you do it because it like vibrates the nerve and like.
Yeah. You know why too? Also,
why?
I think that's right. Because I noticed that like, like when I never knew what this fucking word was, guys. Thank you, TikTok. Mental health TikTok. Like stimming, you know what stimming is?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, of course. I have like some very strong stims.
Mine is humming.
Yeah.
And I never knew that that's what I did, but I fully fucking hum when I'm like about to lose my shit.
Yeah, I do too.
Or like whenever I just need to soothe myself, or like when I'm like things are overwhelming and I don't know what to do.
I know. I never noticed it about myself until I was getting my nose pierced, and the lady was laughing at me because I was like singing and humming through the whole nose piercing process. But I also think it's why you used to wear so many necklaces, because I think it was like a little weighted blanket on your vagus.
Clavicle,
yeah.
I still wear a lot of necklaces. I'm just not doing it right now because I just am not, because I took them off last night.
Yeah.
And then I didn't put them back on before bed because I don't sleep with them.
Yeah.
It's been nonstop, don't you think?
Yeah.
No, it's true. And I don't really have time to like grocery shop or do any of that.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm so grateful to be able to use Hungry Root.
Yes.
Because Hungry Root's like having your own personal shopper and nutritionist all wrapped into one. They do the weekly grocery shopping. They recommend healthy groceries and meals that are tailored to your tastes and nutritional preferences and health goals. And they make it very easy to eat high-quality, nutritious food and achieve any diet or health goals. Whatever you're trying to do. You want high-protein, gut-friendly, gluten-free, dairy-free, whatevs. They're like, we got you.
Yes.
And I just feel like planning and shopping and cooking food could be really simple and stress-free. And Hungry Root's like, we got you. We're just going to give you personalized recommendations, and those personalized recommendations get smarter every time you shop with them because they learn more about what you like or you didn't love. Plus, most of Hungry Root's recipes can be made in just 15 minutes or less. They've got over 15,000 recipes shipped each week. There's really something for every taste and nutrition preference. And they also have groceries like quick grab things like smoothies or kid snacks. Sweets, they've got ready-to-eat meals that are really good, and salad kits and supplements.
Right.
There's no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial sweeteners or preservatives in any of Hungry Root's foods. They only source top-quality meat and seafood free of hormones and antibiotics. Guys, we love Hungry Root so much. Take advantage of our exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box. Plus, get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/busy and use code BUSY. That's hungryroot.com/busy, code BUSY, and get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/busy, code BUSY. This episode of Busy Phillips is Doing Her Best is brought to you by Alloy Women's Health. Listen, let's be real. Aging can be not the best, kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Sleeping problems and hot flashes and brain fog. Caissie got that frozen shoulder for a while. I mean, come on. And, they say menopause is inevitable. Okay. It's also treatable. I just found out from working with Alloy that almost half of women went 3+ years before seeking relief from menopause or perimenopause symptoms, which seems just wild.
Yeah, don't do that.
Why would you do that to yourselves?
Don't do that.
It's because 43% of women reported that their doctors just never even mentioned menopause hormone therapy as an option, and another 40% didn't even know where to go. Alloy can help you live your best, healthiest life through menopause and beyond, offering unlimited access to experts and safe, science-backed treatments for your symptoms, your skin, your hair, your sexual wellness delivered straight to your door. Everything is done online from the comfort of your home or anywhere. There's no waiting for an appointment or in line at a pharmacy. It's fast and accessible, and Alloy's treatments actually work. You do an intake. The solutions are available by prescription, so you have to complete a short medical questionnaire, a patient verification. You design a treatment plan with a physician. You work with a menopause-trained physician, and you finalize a personalized treatment plan tailored to your specific needs. And then, once approved, Alloy ships your prescription directly to your door, automatic refills. Guys, I cannot recommend Alloy enough. I've been talking to so many friends my age who are all like, I don't even know where to turn. I don't even know what to do.
I got to be honest, I even had a doctor tell me that they didn't know much about it.
Well, that's the truth. I mean, that is the truth, that a lot of doctors are not trained in menopause. And we know women's healthcare sometimes is overlooked in the general medical community. You might have a female doctor, a woman, who doesn't know these things, because if they're not trained in it, they just don't know.
Yeah.
I also met the woman who started Alloy like a year ago through Emily Beebe and her company that she works with.
Right.
Just coincidentally.
Yeah.
And this woman is incredible. And I already was like, I'm on board.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I'm thrilled that we're working with them. I think it's a really incredible company. And I cannot recommend Alloy enough. Guys, join the 95% of women who tried Alloy and saw relief in the first 2 weeks. Head to myalloy.com/best. Tell them about your symptoms, and you're going to get a fully customized treatment plan. And you'll get $20 off your first order today. Head to myalloy.com/best and enter code BEST to get $20 off your first order. But anyway, last week was a big week, guys. We're sorry we missed you.
Yeah. We
had a lot happening.
A lot happening. And it was just kind of like round the clock. And poor Busy like came in and she was like, how are you? I haven't talked to you. And I was like, I'm so tired. I just was like, it just was a lot. You forget, like, sometimes you forget because there are times when things are like kind of casual and, you're just going along and doing the work that you know that you're able to do. And then sometimes it just like stacks up and backs up, and you really like.
Totally.
It was like I was trying to explain to this other guy, Adam, that works with us, and I was asking him to help me with something, which he was like, of course, I'll help you with this thing. And I was like, it's like, I understand that it's in the purview of my responsibilities, and it's not anything that I can't handle. It's just that like a mathematical amount of time doesn't exist to get all of the things done in time that I need to do. So if there's any way that this is going to get done on time, then I have to ask you to help me. And he was like, I said yes 10 minutes ago. And I was like, okay.
And you're like,
but I just need to explain to you.
Apologize. Yeah. Well, we've been working really hard. We have like, guys, we have like a limit. We have a limited amount of time and a very limited staff, AKA 2 people, to come up with 10 episodes of the talk show.
Yeah.
And so Caissie is very not overwhelmed, but like you're just like, you're in it to win it right now with that.
Yeah.
And I last week did this really fun play workshop and reading that was great. And I had the best time doing
I know, we
it.
didn't even really talk about it.
Well, we couldn't because we had work to do. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the performance, like the workshop reading performance for people like investors and like friends of like who might be helpful or whatever, was Wednesday. But Monday night, I like hosted this screening for one of the documentaries that John has made that was supposed to come out a couple of years ago, and then was delayed because of, I don't know, the entertainment industry being insane and a mess.
Yeah.
And called Sophia the Robot, which is out today on streaming. So people can watch it if you're interested in that kind of thing. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
He co-directed it with this girl named Crystal Moselle, who has a really incredible, her first documentary is called The Wolf Pack. That's like a very cool, she's very cool. She's a very interesting filmmaker.
Yeah.
So they did that a while back, but it's about this AI robot, Sophia.
Yeah.
Which maybe people know who she is because she's around.
She's a famous robot.
And Hanson Robotics. She's a famous robot. But she's like an AI robot. Like she's a smart robot. And then this guy, David Hanson, that made her. Anyway, it was super interesting. John had asked me to do it because I'm a really lovely person who gives a lot to others. I said yes. I mean, I think that's fair to say.
It's true. It's true. You had a big week and you fit it in.
Yeah. But I mean, I had agreed to do it before. Anyway. And I had this idea because they couldn't get the real Sophia there. They thought maybe they could, but then they couldn't. So I had this idea to ask Andy's Cakes, who Andy's Cakes is an Instagram guy that I follow because when I made that pigeon cake a couple months ago for my other friend's birthday, I think it was Emily Beebe sent me Andy's Instagram because he had made a pigeon cake.
Oh, cool.
A realistic pigeon cake.
Yeah.
So I had this idea to get John and Crystal a cake shaped like Sophia the Robot.
It was so
from
cool.
Andy.
Yeah, it looked
and it was
so cool.
so cool. And it looked amazing.
Yeah.
And the Q&A went great. I did a really good job and it was really fun and everybody had a great time. But that was Monday night. And then Tuesday, play reading stuff. And then Wednesday, I did the play reading thing. And then Wednesday night, I kind of had like a little bit of a meltdown. Because I sort of did. I had like a little bit of a melty bee.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, we had our show.
A big one.
And it was a big one. And I was like nervous about it. I just had a lot of stuff last week I was like nervous about.
Yeah.
I was really stressed.
Yeah.
Because the screening thing was a little bit stressful for me for reasons that may or may not be obvious. The play reading was nerve-wracking for me because that was fun. Nick Braun did it from Succession.
Love him.
Me. I know. I do too. And then this actress, Tedra Milan, who was like incredible.
Nicholas Braun from Succession, in case you don't know, cousin Greg. I'm a fan of his rapping from the pandemic. It was like, not just rap, it was like
Wait,
music.
what?
Remember when Nicholas Braun made those songs in the pandemic?
Not at all.
And they were so fun and good?
No.
You should look them up. They're good. It's about how, I think one was called like, Do You Have the Antibodies?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Nicholas Braun made a song in the pandemic. It was like a punk kind of rapish song, I don't know, called Do You Have the Antibodies? And it was about how you have to go around asking people if they have the antibodies if you want to like make out and stuff. And I thought it was so good and fun.
Oh my God. That's really funny. Okay, wait. So it was Nicholas Braun, Nick Braun played Blake, Tedra Milan played Mia. Anyway, it's like about a young couple who's trying to get their like 18-month-old into the most competitive preschool in New York. And then I played it was really funny. And then it's like a satire. And then I played a character that was like a preschool admissions consultant that they hired. And then this amazing woman named Julie Halston played the like head of one of the best preschools in New York City. Anyway, it was super fun.
Oh,
but I was nervous about that because, I haven't acted in some moments. And that gets nerve-wracking for me, the acting. Like, I always forget that I'm an actor,
Right.
And I always think that I'm not like subject to like actor bullshit.
Right.
And then I start acting and then I realize that I'm just a fucking actor. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
And I'm just like, I'm insecure and weird. And then on top of it, I was like nervous about our shows last week.
Yeah.
And I just like had a lot of stuff personally happening too. It was just too much.
It was too much.
So much. It was a lot. But you know what?
You did it.
Oh, I did it. I killed the reading was great. And then I just had like a little bit of a meltdown on Wednesday night, but that happens, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
And then I also had a little bit of a meltdown on Thursday night as well.
You did?
And then Friday I did. Mm-hmm. I did. And then Friday I was like real sad.
Yeah.
In the morning. And then I kind of just like, I don't know. I just decided that I got to not be sad anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's easier said than done. I will say that I think you did a good job on our shows, even though you had stuff going on. I had a fun time. I always feel like, are we keeping the guests secret? Are we like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. I don't even know what anything is anymore.
I think you're
the AI.
I think you're going on The View and you're saying who some of the guests are. So
I am.
I think so.
But I'm going on The View. I'm like pre-taping The View next week, but then I don't know when it airs.
Right. I think
it doesn't air that day.
Okay. It might be, I don't know when.
Also just, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, Caissie.
It's hard to know.
But you know what I did on Saturday night?
What'd you do?
So then I like Saturday I had, Cricket came back to me. Cricket came back to me Friday afternoon, which was like great. And we painted Friday night. We had like a really nice time and it was good. And then Saturday morning I woke up and I just was like, you know what? I'm going to like take care of myself in the ways that I can take care of myself. And like, I can like, I always say one thing about relationships with other people is that they're voluntary.
Right.
I mean, so if you're in a relationship with somebody that's like a friendship or whatever it is, that like, you're like, this is not bringing me joy, or it's bringing you the opposite of joy, you can see your way out of it. You don't have to be in it.
Right.
With people, you know? Or you can change it or you can shift it to whatever you need it to be. Lots of people do that, by the way.
Yeah.
But I just happen to not be one of them.
You're not one of those.
So much.
You're working on it.
I'm working on it. But I think I'm doing a better job at it. So anyway, Saturday I kind of like had that epiphany where I was like, I can just make things better for myself.
Yeah.
Or make things feel better for myself.
Yeah.
I don't have to, no one else is going to do it for me, by the way. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then I was like kind of looking. I had a sitter for Saturday night because Cricket, I think, had been like, she was just like, Mark had been sick last week, so he didn't go out. And I think she was kind of like, you know how kids kind of like love babysitters?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. If it's a fun one, sure.
Oh, well, she has got good babysitters. But I think she was just kind of like bored of her parents.
Yeah.
And so she had asked me if I would get a babysitter for Saturday. Wait, what? What's happening?
I don't know. I'm just laughing that you're like, get a baby.
What's happening? I feel like there's like a delay.
There is, but we're just doing the best we can.
Oh, okay.
The internet.
Yeah, Cricket was like, get a babysitter for Saturday night. So I had a babysitter. So then I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? I wish I could like go to Charlie XCX. I had some friends in town from LA and we were kind of discussing if we should try to get tickets. And then I was looking and I'm like, they're expensive. I don't know, whatever. And then my friend Ashley texted, hey, my friend manages Charlie XCX and invited me to go. Do you want to come with me?
Amazing.
It was amazing. And so then I went to Charlie XCX Saturday night. It was great. And I danced. And then I went to this like bar club after with another friend. I met up with my other friend. And these ridiculously nerdy 28-year-old boys were like chatting with us. And they were so sweet. And they were like, what? How do we get numbers? And I was like, no, you guys, we don't. But I am like truly racking my brain. Like, should these guys go out with any of my babysitters? And this is, I think, fundamentally the difference between a woman in her 40s and a man in his 40s. Like, whereas a man in his 40s would be like, this is it. Like, this is my next wife. I was like, which one of my babysitters can one of these guys go out with? You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
And was making me laugh so hard. And one of the guys said something that made me laugh so hard. And now I want to institute it in life and make it a saying, which is at some point he was like, so what did your original husband do?
My original husband.
And I was like, original husband is exactly what I'm calling Mark from now on. I'm not calling him my ex-husband. I'm just going to call him my original husband.
Original
So my original husband, Mark.
Husband.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I've had girlfriends introduce their husbands as their first husbands, which always cracks me up because I always feel like the guy never catches it. They're like, this is my first husband,
No,
Tim.
because guys are fucking idiots. Bless your heart, Tim. Not long for this world. Yeah. Anyway, so that was fun. And then Sunday, I don't know what I did Sunday. And then we worked Monday. And then today I was like, therapy, dentist, new computer. Here we are.
Yeah. It's been packed. Like doing
and that's
three.
it, guys.
That's it. Doing 3 shows, and it wasn't in a row, but Thursday, Friday, Monday, it's really hard.
No, it was really fucking hard. I'm real tired.
It's just hard because, well, like Busy said, we have such a small team, and like you have to Hollywood break. If you do a show like this, you have to get a pre-interview with the celebrity who's the guest. And can I tell you something? The bigger the star, the faster they get on the phone with you and the longer they talk. Because I think like that's what always makes me think that's why this person is a big star. You know what I mean? It's like because they just know and they know how hard it is and they want to just help you. And I'm like, this person is just aware of how much goes into like making a half hour or 45 minutes of television, what goes into making it entertaining and pulling it together.
I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily, yes, but I don't think that's why they do. Why?
Okay.
Did you see the camera?
Busy's computer just zoomed out and zoomed back in. It's like you have a weird pervert filming you.
It's so fucking weird, you guys. I'm like, God. I can't. Okay. No, I think that you're correct. The more famous the person, the easier the pre-interview tends to be, and they tend to like make space for it, make time for it. But I don't think it's because they have any fucking idea about what goes into making a talk show. What I think is that those people, those stars, it's the rule of in order to be a big star or like in order to have longevity in the entertainment industry. And I've said this maybe before on this podcast, but definitely I've said it before, which is like years ago, this manager, Christy Smith, said this to me. And like, I don't remember if they were her rules or somebody, but whatever. It's real. It's so fucking real. If you want to have career longevity and be successful in the entertainment industry, you need 3 things. You need to be really talented. You need to be incredibly hardworking, and you need to generate goodwill. And you can exist for a period of time with one of those things, a very short period of time. You can exist for a period of time with 2 of those things. But if you do not have all 3 of those things, your time is finite and it will end for you. And so for me, I think that being easy, getting on the phone, doing the pre-interview falls under generate goodwill.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, yeah, let's get it done. This is part of the job. I fundamentally understand this is part of my job. Yeah. I've agreed to do this thing. Let me make it easy for you.
Yeah. So that's always a real pleasure. And then I also think to some degree, like when...
And they probably also have assistants.
Yeah, they do. I was going to say, I think to some degree...
The more famous you are, that you have an assistant. Yeah.
Also, if somebody's like at a different place in their career. They're hustling so hard that it's literally hard to like find time or whatever to, and obviously there are boundaries, but it always just impresses me when someone's like so super famous and clearly very busy, but they also do things the way they want to do things. Like that's obvious. And they're like, what I want to do is get on the phone with this woman and tell her what I want to talk about. And that is such a delight when that happens. I just am so grateful. But lining all that shit up in the in-between spaces between when you're actually making the show can be really, really tough. And so that's just all what it was. Like, again, trying to make time stretch to fit like these tasks that you have to do. And usually there's like, there's battalions of people doing these tasks, but that's just not the case right now. And I think it'll be, well, I think that's why like I do okay in this world because I've worked like this a number of times where it's a small team, it's a scrappy operation. And I think as we like head into this new future of whatever entertainment is going to be, like scrappy skills are probably going to come in handy. Because it's not getting less scrappy.
No.
Yeah.
It's really not.
Oh, my goodness. But but we did some really big shows. We have a few more left to tape. But yeah, I'm not really sure like when we're going to say who all's on the show. So, but I think they were good. I think they've all been good. And it's always interesting to me who the team is like, oh, that was my favorite. That was my favorite. I had such a good time taping that one. Because, they're like my barometer of like, are we doing something? Are they laughing? Same as like at Busy Tonight. Like if the camera guys were laughing, I felt so good about whatever we were doing. Or like some...
That's true. That's true on any comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you get the camera guys, then you've got a hit.
Yeah. I remember on Busy Tonight when we did that piece about like getting a proper fitting bra. And I thought it was so funny. And I'll say other people, I won't say who, but other people were worried about it. They were like, I don't know if we should like show this because all of our team members were like taking their shirts off and getting measured for bras and stuff. And, not only did the audience laugh, but the cameramen really laughed. And then after like a cameraman came up to like talk to me about how he had no idea how complicated it was to find the right bra and how it just that one little detail like really taught him something and gave him like a whole new respect for like things that women have to do that men don't worry about, And I was like, oh, that's cool, dude. I like it. Thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just interesting. Like, why would you think about it? Why would you be like, why as a man would you look at a woman and be like, gosh, I hope her bra fits? Like, I wish that for you, that your bra fits well and feels comfortable and you feel comfortable walking around. But like, they probably just don't even think about it.
No, I think they don't think about us at all. Is the truth. I think most men don't really think about women or their experience at all.
That could be true. That could be, I mean, yeah. Like,
I think that for men to think about women and their experience, they need to actually be trained too.
Right. I do not disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
But I don't think that like their go-to thought ever is to think about a woman or her experience.
Right.
But I do think that women, whether that's like an ingrained training or something that we do from birth or something that we like instill in little girls from childhood, I think women are almost all, or just like the patriarchal nature of our fucking society. I think little girls are like really conditioned to always think about boys and men and their experience. And by the way, I think that's like part of what happened in the last like decade or something with like the younger generation where the guys are like, these girls don't even want to go out with us. They don't even want to they don't even care about us.
Right.
And it's like, well, they might have had parents that raised them a little bit differently.
Right. Well, it's like, I mean, it goes back to the Barbie movie, like the beginning of the Barbie movie and how before Barbie, girls got baby dolls. So, you're really trained to be like a carer from the jump. And then you think of like, in traditional households, and I think it's different because I'm only going on my experience, but like my boys had baby dolls, because not just because I was trying to like do something, but also like any baby, any toddler will take care of a baby doll if you give it to them, and they'll love it and like it'll be important to them. But we'd always just gendered toys where like boys got trucks that are about like accomplishing something or whatever, and like a baby doll, even though you love it and you care for it, it is like it's not about like building something in a way that a truck is, So like the beginning of the Barbie movie I thought was so genius because they were like prior to Barbie, like dolls were assigning to little girls like that you're a carer, and that, and when Barbie came on the scene, she became more of like a proxy for who girls could be, whether it was like you wanted to be a fashion model or a doctor or a lawyer or the president, anything you wanted to be, like Barbie was like a little toy proxy for who you could like envision yourself being, maybe in the future when you were grown up, like Barbie was, instead of like just this little baby doll that would like cry and need a bottle or whatever, And I think that both those experiences are good for kids. I think those are both healthy play for kids. But like, I think also like, I think it's great when I see a little boy with a baby doll. I think it's a big deal. And every once in a while, you'll still see someone saying, like, that's not for boys or whatever. And you're like, oh my God, like, your kid is asking to learn how to care for something. Like,
yeah, that's fucking insane.
Get it together. And also get trucks for girls. Get what, I mean, it seems so wild. Are you hearing something weird?
I just am trying to, if the sawing is from me or from you, but I think it's from me.
Oh, okay. This booth like does make a weird, I think it's like putting air into the booth so I don't die in here.
No. It's a saw. It's a buzz saw.
Fun.
It's a buzz saw, and it's from my neighborhood because there's lots of people doing buzz saw things.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fun.
I just got my new order of Thrive Cosmetics because, I can't live without the mascara. And in fact, I don't want to name names, but somebody that I work with did try to get me to try another mascara. And guess what? One swipe on my eyes and we looked at each other and she was like, yeah, that's not it. And I was like, nope, get out the Thrive. Get out the Thrive. She was just like, let's just try. Let's just make sure. And you know what? I didn't even need to, but I was humoring her.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I know
now
that
you know
this is the greatest mascara that's ever been made.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think people
is that a statement? That's a statement.
That's a statement. I think that people are paying a lot of attention to eyelashes right now. A lot of attention.
I got to tell you something. People look at my eyes and they're like, your eyes are beautiful. And I'm like, that's because of the lashes surrounding the eyes. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're pretty incredible. And they're incredible because of Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. You guys, you just got to get on board with this. Okay, Thrive Cosmetics makes certified 100% vegan, cruelty-free products that you can depend on. Everything from simple daily wear to showstop and self-expression. You want to go crazy with those colors? Go crazy, girl. But if you want to just be like mascara and some lip gloss, they got you covered as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara is my favorite. I love the Brilliant Eye Brightener. It's so easy to use. It's like an eyeshadow highlighter stick that you use. It's got a little sharpener for it built right in, which we found out because of Caissie. But it's really, you can use it as an eyeshadow. You can put it all over. You can use it as a highlighter on your cheeks. If you're like a person, you can do a little on the end of your nose like they do on the TikToks. I don't know, guys. Do whatever you want to do. But also the Infinity Waterproof Eyeliner is waterproof and smudge proof. I wear it all day long.
And it's so
doing
smooth.
The Thrilling Adventure Hour shows. It's so smooth. It goes on perfectly. It's fantastic. Doesn't run.
No.
Doesn't run.
And Thrive
Anyway.
Cosmetics gives back. Like, that's the best part, is that you're going to buy makeup anyway, and then part of your purchase goes to like really good causes so that you can feel like you're doing something good when really you're just like trying to look hot, you know? But you can do both.
Honestly,
we can do both.
I just love it. I love it. We got to hold both. Guys, we have to hold both. And I love it, and we will. And I love that they support things that we care about and communities that we care about. Guys, get your new trusty favorites with an exclusive set for you, our listeners. New customers can get the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara and a mini-sized Brilliant Eye Brightener, perfect for your purse, at a special set price with free shipping, available at thrivecosmetics.com/best, or save more with 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/best. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/best for 20% off your first order. We love you, Thrive. Oh, Wild Grain. This episode is brought to you by Wild Grain. We love to eat that bread. We love those pastries too. The pastas can't be overlooked because those are the favorite things in my household. Okay. Did I do it?
Yes.
Did we do that? Did we do the ad? Was that the ad?
Yeah.
Guys, get into Wild Grain. You know what it is. It's the first Bake from Frozen subscription box. Artisan breads.
Yeah.
Pastries. Pastas. Wild Grain boxes are fully customizable to your tastes and your dietary restrictions. And now, in addition to the classic variety box, they've got recently launched gluten-free, a gluten-free box, and a plant-based box that's 100% vegan.
Ugh.
And honestly, they just take the hassle out of baking, since all the items bake from frozen in 25 minutes or less. No mess, no cleanup. Your kitchen smells like freshly baked pastries and bread.
Oh my God.
You look like a person who bakes bread.
You know what else, too?
It's a
I was
win.
talking,
What?
I don't know if we got to the part of the podcast where I said how much I love having someone bring me a cup of coffee. You know what I love more than that? Someone saying there's croissants in the oven. So like you could even, it's so easy, someone in your house might actually do it for you.
Someone in your house might actually be able to do it for you. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
Cricket just loves that pasta so much, and I do too. Sometimes I get I ask for just all pasta, all of the because the pasta's frozen. Most of the baking stuff is like 25 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Some of the rolls are like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But the pasta is like 4 minutes. And it's kind of amazing because, you know, you hit that wall with kids where they're like, sometimes, maybe you don't. Maybe you remember to feed your children all the time. I'm kidding. But like, you know, I do get that. I do hit that where I'm like, oh, she's got to eat in the next like 20 minutes or it's like game over.
Right.
And to know that I can like just have that pasta done. She's done. I'm like, okay, the chicken's coming, honey, but eat the pasta. You know what I mean? Let's get the carbs in there. Anyway, it just makes everything easier. I just got to be honest. This has made everything easier for me. Guys, are you ready to bring all your favorite carbs right to your doorstep? I think you are. Be sure to check out Wild Grain so you can begin building your own box of artisanal breads, pastas, and pastries. For a limited time, Wild Grain is offering our listeners $30 off the first box, plus free croissants in every box. Boom. When you go to wildgrain.com/busy to start your subscription, you heard me, free croissants in every box and $30 off your first box when you go to wildgrain.com/busy. That's wildgrain.com/busy, or you can use promo code BUSY at the checkout.
Yeah, anyway, baby dolls.
Anyway.
Donald Trump's been talking a lot about dolls, like it with respect to...
You were talking about it yesterday. You're real upset about it.
I'm like,
You're
why
so
does he just keep talking about how many dolls people can have?
I don't know, but it's weird. It's weird.
So weird. He's like, now instead of 35 dolls, a 7 or 9-year-old or a 15-year-old girl can just have 3 dolls and it'll be fine. And I'm like, first of all, no 15-year-old is buying dolls, I don't think. But also, why are you just talking about dolls? Like it's
but their vibrators that they're buying at Urban Outfitters might be getting tariffed as well. So, you know what I mean?
Oh dear Lord.
I'm just saying.
Dear Lord, the tariffs. The tariffs.
Not the tariffs, honey. I also just like truly like so many people just lost their like grants from the National Endowment for the Arts.
Oh,
Playwrights Horizons was one of them.
Yeah.
They just lost their grant.
Oh, God.
Today. Yeah.
Ugh.
Even though it was like, it was promised to them, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
A while back.
Yeah.
It's a fucking bummer.
Yeah.
It's all really not great.
Well, I mean, it's everything, right? It's like, it's everything that, well, it's just bringing me back to like when I was in school, particularly in New England, in Massachusetts where I lived, there was a thing called Proposition 2.5 that cut like everything non-essential and like including my mom's job at the time. She was a biology teacher and she was cut because she wasn't like senior enough. But it just cut everything, just every arts program, everything. And then I'm just like, nothing exists without this shit. Like you can't, you just, a world without art it's not a world, It's like what we have to like think a little bit about the reasons that we live. I've been thinking about this a lot. And you might not even think that you're like an art fan, You might not think that you're into art because you don't go to museums or whatever. But when we just make it so that like people can't walk and see art in the form of like public sculpture or green spaces, even like that's, landscaping architecture, green spaces that you're entitled to see no matter what your income level is, libraries that are full of individual books of art. When you don't have those things, the quality of your life drops. It drops, And so then, like, what are we moving toward? We're moving toward a world where the only thing that you see that's created that isn't related to, like, earning $1 for a billionaire that you get, like, 10 cents out of, or if you're lucky, is, like, what are we, like, a streaming service that you pay for that has a bunch of content that's created by artificial intelligence or something? Like, is that what we're moving toward? Like, you pay for something that is generated not by like a fellow human. I'm very confused about what the end game could possibly be. And, I don't think that people will ever stop creating art, but I don't like this societal direction that we're headed in where it makes it so impossible to even have the capacity to think about creating art because you're just like grinding away, trying to survive and eat and live indoors,
Can I just say something
Yeah,
too?
of course.
I feel a bit like the point of them revoking all the arts is that the thing that builds empathy and understanding and connection is the arts.
Right.
It is all of those things.
Right.
It's books and music. It's kids having access to expression.
Right.
It's seeing different types of expressions and different cultures being reflected to you, even if you're, a person who's living in the middle of nowhere and has just very limited access to culturally like anything other than what you are.
Yeah.
That the art provides all of that.
Yeah.
And so it makes total sense to me that they want to shut it all the fuck down.
Yeah.
Because do you know what money does? Money makes people horrible and mean and greedy and makes them, money corrupts. Money empower. There is this Atlantic article that Shannon sent me like after around the space launch stuff, because I was like, I was just in that place. I think we talked about it on this podcast. I was like, everybody's lost their fucking minds.
Right.
And there's like real research that power changes people's brains and shuts off essentially like an empathy sensor where they don't care about other people.
Right.
And I would argue that money and power in this current society go hand in hand. And I've just seen it that like the more money people get, the less interested they are in other people's experiences that don't have that money, that don't have that same level of money.
Right.
And like, I think you don't see that happen with most celebrities, I'm saying, artists, because I think most celebrities who really identify as artists are really in touch with the fucking empathetic nerve that runs through their body that draws them toward whatever their art is, storytelling or acting or making music that connects or expresses their experience or experiences that they see. And even if they become like fucking Bruce Springsteen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's definitely not like a blue jean wearing everyman at this point, like he was when he started in the 70s or 80s or whatever the fuck. But like, that guy has never lost that part of himself that's like that fundamentally understands I make things to connect.
Right.
And those people's experiences that I connect with are as important as my experience.
Right. The smartest celebrities, the smartest Bruce Springsteens, you know, people that are rich and famous because of their art, they also understand that they're not doing it alone, and that much less powerful, unfamous, not rich people are like who are keeping the wheels turning on the bus for, you know, like that always impresses me when you hear that somebody is like understands the full impact of like who is able to continue working and exist because of like this actually shared project. Like even though like a Bruce Springsteen is the face of it, it really is like a massively shared project. And like I feel like he just knows that, and that's like what keeps him in touch. And that's what I think is like, you know, I always love it when anyone's shouting out like writers of films, costumers, people that are like, you know, because like obviously that one person can't do all that. And it makes me so happy when I hear that like someone literally shared the wealth from something. Have I ever said this? When I worked for David Letterman, he had something called a ratings bonus, which was like if the show on CBS exceeded like a certain amount, he got like a bonus. That he like split that up amongst the staffers, like the bonus that he got from CBS for exceeding the ratings or whatever. Like we would have never even known about it. He could have just tucked it right in the bank, but he didn't. He split it among the staff, which was like incredible and like made a huge difference in my life at the time. I could like pay my rent, no problem, you know? It's kind of incredible. And then you think of like people who do art that isn't like television and film and music, those are like relatively well funded. But what if you're like an amazing painter, you know, like then what? What if you're trying to do a play at Playwrights Horizons? It's not the same. So
no, it's not.
If someone yanks that rug.
But it's also the National Endowment for the Arts. Like they give so many grants to like the children's theater company that my sister works for in Arizona gets grants from the National Endowment for the Arts to do programs for kids. And it's like, I don't know, it's obvious to me why they want to get rid of all art always.
Yeah.
The trick is whether the politicians that we have put in office allow them to do that. And it's really difficult because I think people look at it and they're like, I need health care. I don't fucking care about the National Endowment for the Arts.
Right.
But the truth is, like, everyone, we first of all need to care about all the fucking things, all of the things. You know what I mean? But also, if we start rebuilding a culture or our society that cares about things like the arts, we're going to create kids that are honestly more interested and curious and empathetic, as I've said, and more able to think outside of the box in terms of what could be possible for solving some of these huge fucking problems that we're facing.
Right.
Because that's what we need is like, we need creativity in all of these fields. It's not just, and these money motherfuckers think that it's just about a bottom line. I mean, even Trump's fucking insane tweet the other day about 100% tariff on movies filmed outside of the United States and bringing back. Look, the film industry does need help in the US and needs productions to be pulled back. But there are other ways to do it. And especially if you're looking at it as the multi-billion-dollar industry that it is, the government should create a film fund and help film and help finance, which is other countries have.
Right.
The UK does.
Right.
France does.
Yes.
Like, and if you want to keep this business here, and California should fucking do it too, because California has, just like a huge amount of people that count on that industry staying in California. It's like the 5th largest economy in the world, I think. Right?
Yeah. That's what they say.
No, it is.
I mean,
but I just am like, I don't know. I think creativity is like a thing that we can't lose sight of because
it's everything. Creativity is what fuels
everything.
Innovation in any field. So if you're talking about how much you love technology, you need someone who had access to creativity in art classes as a kid to figure out how to be innovative in technology, in surgery, anything. Traveling to space.
Or not.
Or not. Or not.
Or we don't have to.
We're not. I mean, listen, I'm a big fan of space travel. I'm a big fan of science. So it gets complicated for me sometimes when I'm like, well, but what are we doing? Is it entertainment? Is it a spectacle? Are we studying things? Like what is this doing? And I think like it's a problem of like a couple things. I think it's a problem of like elitism. And then I think it's a problem of messaging where like sometimes something that is like a little justified does kind of get masked as elitism. Well, take for example the Met Gala. Like how many people every year are like, this shouldn't be happening in this time. And I'm like, okay, but it is a fundraiser for art. And it's not like people aren't paying $75,000 a ticket out of their pocket. Like big companies are paying to like, it's their way of investing in the Met, this
in
museum in this art. And, and people like to really parse it, but I'm like, it is a fundraiser and it also generates money in other ways and it keeps this like sector, however you feel about fashion, like it is an art form that we've always enjoyed, not just in this time, but like in this country's history and in the history of the world. Fashion has always been a thing and it has mostly been sort of divided along class lines. And so I get it where you're like, oh, this is like the elite going to this event. But like historically, it has been the elite that funds this museum that we all get to enjoy. So it's complicated.
Right. I mean, guys, whose names are on the walls?
Right.
Fucking rich people.
Right. Same as at the hospital. When I go to the hospital. I'm seeing a lot of rich people's names.
Yes. Jesus. Well, anyway.
It's complicated.
Yeah, the private sector, obviously, like, I mean, it is and it isn't. I mean, I just feel like whatever's happened, I mean, this administration is obviously just like its own beast. It's like its own thing. And I don't know if our country necessarily is going to survive it. I'm not even trying to be like fucking dramatic. Like I genuinely don't know what's going to be what's going to happen.
Right.
Because it seems like it's only going one direction.
Right.
I don't know. It's rough. It's rough.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to breathe through it, and then also trying to listen to like people who are experts, but then sometimes experts are like, get out of the country. And I'm like, here's the thing. I don't know that that's an option for me and my family. And also like, it's fucking my country too, you know? And I'm just like, I don't want to just leave it behind to burn. And I have so many friends who have actually left the country, which is wild because every presidential election I have heard from one side or the other, if this thing happens, I'm leaving this country. And it's never happened before. I've never known a person to actually leave the country. And this time I know multiple people who have left the country.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. So
it's weird.
Yeah, that's a weird, you know. And I'm like, oh shit, you know. And then it also, like, even just talking about, like, I have friends that are talking about shortages and preparing for shortages. And I'm like, trying to, again, like, wrap my head around that and be like, this is coming. Like, people say this is coming. And, you know, and then I'm thinking about, like, what are we supposed to stock up on? And I don't even know.
What are we? I don't know. I know. They're like, shelves will be empty. I'm like, okay. What?
Right. And then I'm like, how much can you buy to like live for how long, you know? Like,
and what is it? But what are we buying? I don't even understand.
I know. Well, I try,
what do we need to buy?
I remember in the beginning days of the pandemic, like when it first was like, oh shit, this is real, you know? I just remember taking a day or two and thinking of everything that I put in my mouth and everything that I touched and what I could live without and what I would absolutely need to keep on living. And so I guess that's one thing you can do is you could take a day and be like, as you're sipping your coffee, be like, could I go without this coffee for 3 weeks? If not, I better get a few weeks worth of coffee like in my pantry, you know, as you're wiping your ass with toilet paper. Do you like it? I like toilet paper.
Bidet it up, guys.
Bidet it up.
You got to bidet it up.
You know, things like that. Like you're just like, I don't know, looking at the country of origin on the tomatoes that you're buying, looking at where your canned fish comes from. Where, you know, is it American? Will we continue to be able to get it? Will it start to cost more? I don't think it's a bad exercise to pay attention to where everything that you touch and consume and appreciate or need is coming from. Like, I think that's pretty smart to, you know, just to get back in touch with that. Because, you know, I'll be honest, there were like a number of things that I wasn't aware were even from other countries. I think that would probably surprise all of us, like what comes from other countries, you know?
Doesn't everything?
Yeah, a lot of things do. And I think like a surprising number of things maybe are in the United States, but those have always been on the more expensive side in my experience because labor is more expensive here than it is in other countries. And so, you know, I think a lot of what we consume is from other countries because it's more affordable for people who need more affordable things. So I think that's going to be what we bump into, you know. And then like I've also just been trying not to buy anything that I don't need because it's just not the right moment for that, but that also points out to me how hard that is, you know, how hard it is to be like, oh, these are cute socks or whatever, you know, that I want to get. And I'm like, no new socks for me. No socks.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't really want to buy this computer.
Girl, I know you didn't. I know you didn't. And you didn't even know that you were getting the deluxe following camera computer.
I shut it off, by the way.
Oh, you did?
I don't know if you noticed. Yeah. I just like looked up at the camera icon and I clicked on it and there was something that was clicked that was called center stage.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't need to be center stage. I'm good.
I didn't even know that existed.
Let me go.
To be honest. I know that you can.
Well, I don't know.
Have those little like tripods that'll follow you around if you're doing a TikTok. But I'm like, what? Who's moving around that much? You know?
Well, on this seemed insane. This
on your
was
laptop.
wild.
What do you
on my laptop? Who needs that? I mean, they obviously like created it for a reason. It's not like they just did it. I mean, I can't imagine that they just did it like for funsies.
But I mean, could you imagine being in a Zoom with someone that moved around that much and that you just, that's disruptive. That's disruptive.
Well, I mean, I guess I technically do move around that much.
I think the camera was moving around unnecessarily.
Yeah, I agree.
You weren't moving around. It was just doing it for fun.
I agree.
It's so weird. I mean, listen, I don't even know how aware of this stuff you are and how those of you listening, but like every piece of like editing software that I use like has components now where like, okay, so we're doing a Zoom right now. And so say this was a video podcast and Busy's like glancing down at her phone because she got like a text or whatever.
I'm actually just clipping my nails, my cuticles.
Well, anyway, whatever. I can't see because it's off screen. So I just like assumed she's glancing down at her phone. But like all of the software that I use now has it so that I can just like make Busy's eyes look like they're looking at the camera at that minute. Like
Creepy.
It has like fixed eye contact. And I could just like, I could just put
weird.
that on the video. And every time like I glanced off camera, which I do all the time because, you know, you're just aware of like what's going on around you. It'll just like fix your eye contact and put your eyes forward for you. It's very weird. It's so weird.
I don't like it.
But I mean, I don't know. And I'm like, is that going to become a thing where the younger generation, will they just have to have solid eye contact 24/7 from content or whatever? Are they going to need people to like make eye contact with them at all times? I mean, eye contact is good sometimes, but it's also it's good to break it sometimes, you know? Normal.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
It's normal to look away sometimes, but yeah,
I don't think you want like eye contact constantly. I think that's like a Tom Cruise vibe, and that makes me uncomfortable. Well, okay, or that.
It's not.
Yeah, Tom Cruise or murdery, whatever you want to go with. Sure.
It's not comfortable, but yeah, I'm like, why are they adding all these things? I mean, I suppose they have their reasons, but I'm just like, oh my God. They
also have their raisins. I thought you said they have their raisins. And I was like, they do have their raisins.
We just had a big conversation about raisins this morning or yesterday morning at work. You missed the raisin conversation. Because you were
What was it?
It was that somebody
was like doing other things.
You were busy, but Carrie, who works here, was asking if we liked raisins in chicken salad. And I said, I don't believe in non-consensual raisins. Like, I don't just go around adding raisins willy-nilly to things without asking people if it's okay. And that the only thing I really like raisins in is like oatmeal raisin cookie.
I got to tell you something now. There's a place in Brooklyn and they do put raisins in the meatballs. And I know that sounds disgusting. It's so good. And
I've had that.
It doesn't work. Like it, I mean, not it doesn't work. Like it doesn't make you don't think like, ooh, I got a raisin. Like it never,
right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can never tell. It's like, so it becomes part of the meatball.
Yeah, I think it's Sicilian. It's like a Sicilian meatball, a regional raisin meatball cuisine thing. I've had that before. Yeah. And like sometimes pine nuts and raisins, I feel like. Does that sound familiar?
Well, that's the one that I have. It's pine nuts and raisins.
Yeah, pine nuts and raisins. And then
raisins. Pine nuts and raisins.
Our friend Ted Leo, do you know about this? You probably don't.
I don't think so.
It's the thing that I'll always think about when I think of Ted Leo, but he's vegan, so he's not eating any pine nuts and raisins meatballs. But he did eat, I think he made himself some pesto with pine nuts at one time. And then it was back in the Twitter heyday. And then he just tweeted, like, my mouth tastes like grapefruit no matter what I do. Like, I can't stop tasting grapefruit. What is it? And people were like, did you eat pine nuts recently? And he was like, yeah. And they're like, it's a condition called pine mouth, where I guess sometimes people have a reaction to pine nuts and they get a thing called pine mouth, and then their mouth tastes like grapefruit for a really long time. And there's no cure for it. I mean, I think it goes away eventually, but it always makes me laugh so hard because A, Ted Leo has a great sense of humor about most things, but B, that they just were like, no, just call it pine mouth. Like, it's so stupid.
Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah, so, just be careful if you're out there raw dogging pine nuts. You could get a grapefruit. Why don't they call it grapefruit mouth? Blame grapefruit.
Yeah, it's weird.
Pine mouth.
But it's not grapefruit.
It has nothing to do with grapefruit.
That make you taste. It's weird.
It's weird. It's a real grape nuts situation. Like how there's no grapes nor nuts in grape nuts, and yet here we are calling them grape nuts all those years later. It's just like I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Can I just tell you something?
What?
I'm obsessed with mac and cheese. I love it so much.
I thought you were about to confess something controversial, but I too love mac and cheese.
I know. I mean, we love mac and cheese. And then here's the thing. Goodles is so delicious, and it like tastes just on par with any mac and cheese that you might have in your brain.
Yeah.
Plus, it's packed with protein and nutrients. And like, I just need that in my life because I do feel like I cannot in good conscience just eat a reg mac and cheese. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a game changer.
It
also,
is.
They have so many good flavors.
That's what I was going to say. It's like mac and cheese that you love, but like a little elevated, a little more sophisticated. You got a little twist my parm, a little hatch chili, a little truffle.
And the deluxe mac that has a creamy sauce.
So good.
Anyway, 14 grams of protein, 7 grams of fiber with prebiotics, 21 vitamins and minerals from real plant sources. It's a low glycemic food. Wow. I love that. I just like saying that. Also, it's kosher and Clean Label Purity Award certified, which is great. Guys, trust us. You need some Goodles mac and cheese in your life. And don't forget, they also have nutrient-packed pasta, too. Pick up Goodles on your next shopping trip. It's available nationwide at major grocery stores and retailers. We just know you're going to love Goodles as much as we do. We love Goodles. We love you, Goodles. Talking about hormones. Talk about the thing that the world wants us to ignore, our hormones. But it's so important that you don't ignore it because your hormone health is so important. It controls so many things: energy levels, mood, metabolism, sleep, skin health. When your hormones are balanced, you feel strong and clear-headed and in sync with your body. But when your hormones are not balanced, it's like everything's off. You get fatigue and mood swings and weight fluctuations and breakout. You get brain fog. That sucks.
Yeah.
What if you could have a scoop of Glow by Beam, and then that would just fill in the gaps and keep you feeling your best? Would you try it? Would you try it? You should.
I can say that I can try it because it's so easy. Like, you're going to have a glass of water. You might as well just put the little Glow by Beam packet. It tastes delicious. It's so easy. It's so easy to work into your day. Why would you not?
Why would you not? Glow by Beam is a once daily hormone balancing blend for women that has made a huge improvement in our lives. You need to try it too. It contains 18 comprehensive active ingredients Combined, they make a super powder that supports fluctuations in metabolism, immune function, collagen production, and more. It's got vitamins, minerals, and natural antioxidants that are specially blended to synergize with each other and your body. No more guesswork in the vitamin aisle. Plus, you know how I feel about electrolytes. There are electrolytes for a hydration boost. And it's a low sugar drink mix. It just makes hydrating your body simple and delicious. I have found Glow by Beam to be the simplest way to keep up with my hormones, my hydration, and everything in between. You simply mix 1 scoop with 8 ounces of water. You shake it, stir it, froth it. You're good to go. Guys, it's incredible. It's got vitamin A, selenium, magnesium, bromelain, chase tree berry. Just lots of stuff.
It does.
It really does. And it also tastes good. It has blue raspberry, lemon ginger, and regular raspberry. And I really look forward to drinking it. My favorite flavor is personally, I love the blue raspberry, but I also enjoy the lemon ginger. So there you go. Over 40,000 women have trusted Glow by Beam to support their hormone health, and now it's your turn. Glow is here to help bring you back to balance because balance isn't a luxury, it's essential. For a limited time, Beam is offering my listeners up to 35% off Glow. Just visit shopbeam.com/busy and use code busy at the checkout. That's shopbeam, BEAM.com/busy. And don't forget to use code busy for your exclusive discount.
What else is happening? What are you up to today? You got your new computer.
I told you.
You downloaded everything. But like after this, what are you looking forward to? What are you next looking forward to?
I'm like just trying to like make it through today.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. I just feel like, I don't know. What are you looking forward to? Getting through today?
I mean, I guess the same. I have a set few things that I have to do, some of which I'm dreading, but it won't be that bad. And I have to not be such a baby about like accomplishing them. You know, Mother's Day is always a little bit of a shit show, I feel like, for everybody, right? Like, here's my question. Does anyone love Mother's Day? Has anyone ever been like, what a fucking great Mother's Day? I feel like it's rough. And I feel like everybody in my life or everyone that I have interacted with is like, ugh. Like, you know, because it's either your mom, but you're responsible to celebrate some other mom, or like people forget it, or people ignore it, or like you don't have your mom in your life anymore. I'm just like, I'm going to go on record and say, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say like I had an amazing Mother's Day. And so I feel like it's just it's another fucking thing that we're responsible for, like, and it's never satisfying, you know?
I know. Mark like texted me and was like, did you want to do the... And I was just like, I don't fucking know. No.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Yeah. You don't want to wind up like planning your own thing.
Kind of not. No, that's not my...
It's not your dream.
Right.
It's not your dream. I'll tell you what I'm looking.
What I'm going to do though.
I'll tell you what I am looking forward to. My husband is coming sometime next week after he visits his mom for Mother's Day. Then he's going to come to New York to see me. And I am really looking forward to having someone bring me a cup of coffee. Like, it's been so long since I haven't since I've, like, you know, since anyone's brought me a cup of coffee.
Okay.
You know, like, it's just like, it's the smallest thing, but it is one of my favorite things. And I've not been to like a restaurant. I haven't been out to eat. And like, sometimes at work, someone will go out for coffee, but I usually don't get that coffee because like, that's just me. I'm like, I'll just make a K-cup for free instead of like ordering a coffee because I just can't with that. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to because my husband always brings me coffee and it's been a minute. It's been over a month since I've been brought a cup of coffee and I'm really looking forward to that. And it's really been making me think a lot about how lucky I am when I'm home and we're together and he does that for me all the time. And like, I have to make sure not to take that for granted. It makes me think about how like our friends and our friends who are listening, people who live alone, how long maybe it's been since someone brought them a cup of coffee or like squeezed their hand or gave them a hug. It makes me think about single parents who are our friends and our friends who are listening, and maybe like your kid is the age where they're not really huggy anymore. And so, you know, like maybe how long it's been since like someone squeezed you or like touched knees with you, like sitting next to you on the sofa or whatever, and like how all of that shit is so legit. And how when it's something that you have all the time and then you don't have it, for like a month, you go, like, I'm on like a human contact diet in a way, you know, compared to like how I usually live. It's really been making me think a lot about that and about how, you know, even about just how like young people going away to college or whatever. And like, I've just been thinking a lot about that, like, about how we're all worrying about these really, really big things, like what's happening to our country and will we be able to survive it? And, you know, but then I've also been thinking about these really little things, which are like some people don't get hugged, you know, or some people haven't been hugged in a long time. And it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. I'm sure for some people, they're like, where do I even start with that? What would I even do? And then I'm kind of like, you know, you've heard of those things like that you roll your eyes at where like someone in Brooklyn's throwing like a cuddle party or whatever. And you're like, oh God, you know, like everything's an event and everything's like an Instagram opportunity or whatever. But then I'm like, oh gosh, like people need to get their hand squeezed sometimes, you know? And yeah. And that's a thing that I think a lot of people are probably living without. And that's hard.
I think it's really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's hard.
Yeah.
I have those days.
Yeah, you've had those days. Yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway, I hope someone brings all of y'all coffee or whatever. Yeah. Something.
I hope that we all have somebody bringing us whatever it is that we need them to bring us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a thing. And I think that, you know, sometimes when I'm wishing for something for myself, I have to remember, like, okay, I don't have the power right now to, like, make it happen for me, but it's within my power to make it happen for someone else. And then, you know, so I have to remember that too, like that, you know, I could offer someone a hug. Not here at work, probably. That's probably inappropriate. Probably shouldn't go around hugging people at work unless it's...
I mean,
I did hug Dan goodbye before he left for vacation, but
that's okay.
It was totally consensual.
Good.
He even said, is it okay if I give you a hug? And I'm going to give you a hug. You know, I like it. I
just love him.
I just love him. I just want to live with him all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know about that, but yes.
How fun would it be to just have a fun man singing in the other room all the time?
Be great.
Friggin' delight.
It would be great. I would love it.
It would be a delight.
I would love it as well. All right. Well, what are you doing your best at this week?
What am I doing my best at this week? Well, I think that, I don't know. I think I'm fucking good at making a show and like, you know, like making things interesting. Sometimes, like, even if someone's really famous or whatever, they've been doing this for years, like, they'll come to you and be like, there's nothing interesting about me. I have nothing to say in this half-hour television show. And you're like, that can't possibly be true. And so you just start to talk to this person. And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, sometimes it's not easy. Like, sometimes people don't give you anything, and you're just like, oh God. And you're kind of like at square one. But sometimes people are telling you things and you're like, that is interesting. That is interesting. And that's worth talking about. And I think I'm really good at finding those things. And I honestly feel like I could make a show with almost anyone. And sometimes I forget that. And I think I could think of an idea that was at least semi-interesting to do with anyone. And
you do.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm good at that. You know what I'm going to say? There's honestly, I don't know anybody who's better at it than me. I don't know anyone. People might be
Caissie.
as good at it as I am, but nobody's better at it than me. And I've been doing it for years. I've been doing it for very little money. And I don't mean like, I mean like things cost things in television. And so like anyone can suggest hiring like a helicopter to like shoot a panoramic shot of the city. I'm saying like, I'll figure out how to do something for $50 or $5, and not a lot of money.
As fuck.
Yes. Creativity over cash. That's the lesson that I learned early in my career. And so I just think like nobody's better at it than me. And like sometimes I get a little micromanagey. But that being said, like I live for teaching other people who are interested in it, how to do such and such a thing. Like if somebody wants to know, like, how do you give notes on an episode that's been shot? How do you research a guest? How do you pre-interview a guest? How do you produce the segment? I'm so happy to teach anyone that and like to let them spread their wings. I love it. Like nothing gives me more pleasure, but also like I'm just really fucking good at it. And like, I love when I get an opportunity to do it. And like, when I don't get an opportunity to do it, that is entertainment's loss. Because I'm really good at it. I'm really good at it. I can make anyone have a fun time for a half hour.
I agree with this. And I feel like I love hearing you say it. I love it when people are like, I'm really great at this.
I never say anything like that, but I was just talking about like some task that I was doing that was like kind of time consuming the other day. And I think it was Dan was like, oh, could you not have someone else do it? And I was like, I guess I could, but like, I'm the best at it. It's not just that. It's also like that I know what I want. I know what I had in mind. So it's just faster to do it yourself than to explain it to someone else and have them do it. But I'm kind of like, I'm pretty good at this. That's kind of like
always the thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
That can be the thing a lot of the time.
I'm like, you can give me the most jaded, hardened celebrity and I will, I feel like I'll get something out of them. Like some entertainment. I'm wringing entertainment out of anyone that I can.
I mean, you're wringing it out of me.
How about you? What are you doing your best at?
I think that I've done the best at showing up for myself.
Yeah, and you tried a new thing that I think that was really courageous to do, like that play reading, because, it's not something that you
like
do
the
all the time.
workshop and the play reading. Oh, that was great. Yeah. I also just fully remembered that I actually am a really good actor. like you said. Yeah. I actually really can act. I'm pretty great at it.
Yeah.
I'm a really good actor.
Yeah.
And if I wanted to continue to focus more on that and those projects, like going out and getting jobs, I definitely could do that.
Yeah.
But it's really not my main focus in this moment for a myriad of reasons, but mostly because I love doing the show with you and this, and doing all that, doing that part of things.
Yeah.
like this part of myself, but also still Cricket's only 11 and, you know, whatever. Like it's to commit to doing some of these like movies and TV shows and stuff. Like you really got to understand that you're going to be gone. Like you're just going to have to not be around.
Yeah.
Because even if it were to film in New York or whatever, you'd be gone. I would be gone like 12, 14-hour days.
Yeah.
I was talking to Michelle today. It's one of her, like, you know, she's filming a new movie and she's filming splits, which splits Hollywood break means that you're filming half during the day and half at night. It sucks. Splits, I think, are the hardest. Well, I think night shoots are really hard too. But like, I think splits are really hard because you're up really late and you're like, your call isn't that late in the morning. So you're like, it feels tough.
Yeah.
But she was like, no, I was just so grateful for the splits this week because I get to see the kids.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Yeah.
And I get to like hang out with them.
Yeah.
And I remember that from having like little kids where you're like, you're filming splits, but you have to you're still going to wake up at 6 a.m. because you want to hang out with your kids and see your kids. It's really fucking hard to be an actress, an actor who has children. I'm going to say an actress who has kids. I'm sorry. It's like, dudes just don't have the same. It's not the same for me. I like know someone who has, you know, who's like an actor who has children, a man who has kids. And sometimes he's like, oh, I have to go stay in a hotel so that I can like, he doesn't give a shit about seeing his kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just like, I got to go stay in a hotel so I can like prepare for my week. It's like, do you? Okay. All right, honey. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know one actress that would fucking do that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's just what we were talking about, like the nurturing responsibilities versus the creating and building responsibility, you know, like what people feel like their mission is.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know, and also like I talked to Sarah Bareilles recently and she was like, you know what I think you're doing really great at, Busy? Like not abandoning yourself. And I was like, I love that. And I'm going to just use that you just said that. Yeah. I'm working on not abandoning myself. And I think that's really powerful.
I think that is too. Well, you know, Sarah Bareilles has a way with words.
So she really does. She really does. I love her so.
Oh my
I miss
goodness.
her and I love her.
Aww.
She really does. She's the best. Anyways, that's all. I don't fucking know.
Well, I'm proud of us.
Me too.
I'm proud of us. I'm proud of all of you. Thanks for giving us a little grace last week so that we could get through
100%.
a wild and bumpy week. And who knows what next week will bring because I think you have to go to LA and so who knows what we're doing when. But we'll figure it out. We'll work it out. And
I'll be there really. I think I'm going to be there early. We'll be able to do the podcast next Tuesday, I think.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah. Sure. But it's going to work out, guys. It's, you know.
Oh my gosh, it's going to work out.
It's going to work out. Oh, there's this guy on TikTok that I want you to check out, Busy, and I want all of you. Please don't tell me he's evil if you think he's evil or like you think he's doing like mind control or whatever. His name is Abel Hart, and he's like a TikTok recording artist. And I love his videos. They're very mesmerizing, but they have like messages of positivity. So when I just said it's going to work out, I was like, I think I said that because of Abel Hart, because I think one of his little songs is how it's all working out. But anyway, he's delightful to watch in my opinion. But I guess if he is doing some type of mind control, do tell me because I don't want my mind to be controlled by someone. But also, I want everyone to check it out and see what they think because I think he's pretty fun.
Why is it Abel Hart?
I don't know.
That's such a weird name.
Just his screen name. And I really truly thought he was maybe from another country, like maybe Swedish or something, but I don't think he is. I think he's American. And then it reminded me of this it reminded me of this woman that I once worked with, and people always asked all the time. She was super beautiful. People always asked what country she was from, and I was like, she's from the United States. And everybody said, like, to a person, they were always like, oh, when I was speaking to her, I got the impression that, like, she didn't fully understand what I was saying, like that maybe English wasn't her first language. And I was like, no, she's like from, I don't know, like South Carolina or something. But she just had that expression on her face, like she's trying to like, and then I saw a post by her on Facebook the other day, and it was so funny. I was just remembering how people would always be like, that woman is so beautiful. What country is she from? And I'd be like, South Carolina? Like,
It's so ridiculous.
it's so weird. It's so weird. But Abel Hart, anyway, not Swedish. Believe he's American. I think he's American. But tell me what you think of his TikToks.
Okay. I'm going to check him out. I'm following right now.
All right.
Well, guys, have the best week. We love you. We hope you're doing great. And we'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. We love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh, no.